Here we go, it's Joel Travelling here and welcome back to yet another video, and today we've just arrived at Birmingham International train station, and today we're flying on a little regional airline that maybe some of you haven't heard of. They operate an ATR 72 and they're based in Guernsey. Their name, Aurigny. This review starts off at Birmingham International train station, which is conveniently connected to Birmingham Airport via this short air rail. Welcome to Birmingham Airport, which is located in, believe it or not, Birmingham in the West Midlands of England. It is served by 50 airlines, including the likes of Emirates, Air India and Turkish Airlines, as well as airlines such as EasyJet, Ryanair and Jet2, and of course Aurigny, who we are flying on today. There is only one terminal at Birmingham Airport and it is currently undergoing some renovations, so it doesn't look the best at the moment. Tell you what, these queues for these two Ryanair Jet2 desks are a nightmare. Just saw the Aurigny one, I'm not using it, I've got nothing to check in, but there was nobody there, so if I had to have used it, I think I would have been absolutely fine. Now we're going to go find security, head through to airside. Can't lie, it's a Wednesday in school term time. I did not expect it to be this busy. It is very busy in here. That was pretty rough, that took quite a while. It's 11:25, so it's still an hour and 15 minutes until departure. Go look around this airport. If it's like this the whole way throughout, then yeah, not the most pleasant. Oh, here we go. Look. They're building for their future. Hopefully in whenever that's dead, I forgot now. It's a good airport. As you can see, a lot of the airport is undergoing renovations, so looks like this. It's no problem though, the airport still works, and once you're through this, you're into the main departures lounge. First though, of course, you've got to go through the duty free, which contained all the usual items you'd want to find at a duty free. That's all there is to say, really. And to the departures zone we go. Here we have a lot of shops to choose from, JD, WH Smith, etc., as well as cafes like Pret-a-Manger and restaurants like Burger. So we have half an hour until the gate information is shown. Not much to see here, to be honest. I could get it all in one shot unless there's bits that I'm missing, which is very likely. I do miss a lot. Rather than waiting there, I went on a little walk to find some windows to plane spots. It wasn't long until our aircraft arrived into Birmingham. Today's aircraft is Golf Oscar Golf Foxtrot Charlie, a 4.6-year-old ATR 72, originally delivered to Aurigny in December 2019. Then headed back into the main departure lounge to find out the gate information for today's flight. Gate 43 for my flight today. So now we just have to try and find gate 43. It's over here. We're going right back to where I was sat. Over there is gate 43. There we go. The Aurigny ATR 72. It's only a small aircraft, the ATR 72. It was pretty busy for this route. I would say that most of the seats on board were full, but the boarding process was incredibly smooth and efficient. There was one thing which I did find quite interesting. Rather than making people just all get onto the plane at once, if your seat was behind a certain row number, they held you back on the apron before boarding the plane and told you to wait until everybody in the rows in front of you had boarded before letting you on the plane. Luckily, I was at the front of the aircraft, so got straight on. So then, welcome on board the Aurigny ATR 72. The seats are leather in a 2-2 configuration and the plane can carry 72 passengers. The overall cabin was in good condition apart from these overhead bins which looked a bit scratched, but it's really not a problem at all, is it? My seat for today is 5A, a window seat towards the front of the aircraft. We were preparing for pushback really quickly and the safety demonstration started, and we started our pushback to start our taxi to the runway to start our flight to Guernsey. It's now time for some brief history on this airline. Aurigny, at least I think that's how it's pronounced, was founded in 1968 when an Alderney citizen set up an airline to operate the Alderney to Guernsey route when British United Airways dropped it. The airline grew rapidly, connecting citizens of the Channel Islands with mainland UK and the other Channel Islands. In 1977, Aurigny was the world's first airline to ban smoking on flights. In 1999, the airline started flights to Amsterdam, officially expanding the airline, and in 2003, the airline was nationalised, becoming the official airline for Guernsey. Also in 2003, Aurigny got their first jet aircraft. It was a wet-leased BAE 146, and it didn't last long in the fleet. However, Aurigny went and bought an Embraer E195 in 2014. This aircraft was used to operate mostly the Guernsey to London Gatwick route, and I actually flew on it back in 2019 before I started making videos. It also was sometimes leased to be used for people like Williams F1, and I also saw that aircraft arriving into Oxford Airport in 2020. Sadly, in March 2024, Aurigny announced that they would be stopping using their E195, and it took its last commercial flight on the 31st of May 2024 and is currently being stored at Guernsey Airport and is expected to be delivered to South African airline Airline. Aurigny now has a fleet of 5 aircraft, 3 ATR 72s and 2 Dornier 228 NGs. Anyway, back to the flight. Once we were airborne, I got the chance to have a proper look at the seats on board this aircraft. Firstly, the legroom was decent, especially for an aircraft of this size. In front of me was the seat pocket, which was on the top of the seat, contained the safety card, which contained all the information you'd expect for a safety card. Also in the seat pocket was the in-flight magazine En Voyage, which had lots of articles for people to read, and of course at the rear it had the menu for the flight service, which will come round in just a moment. Above the seat was a panel with reading lights, a call button and individual air vents. And of course the aircraft had a tray table. As we cruise above the UK, the cabin crew brought out their first service, the duty-free service. Straight after that, as we made progress down the UK and approached the English Channel, the cabin crew came out with their food and drink service. I ordered simply a Coca-Cola Zero and some Pringles. And take a look at that, we're already crossing the English Channel and getting closer to the Channel Islands and getting ready to land into Guernsey. Throughout this flight, the cabin crew were very helpful and very quick with all of their services and collected any rubbish left over from the service before descent. All in all, a very, very good and friendly service. Of course, Guernsey is a small island in the Channel, so the descent is 99.9% sea, and then a tiny bit of land as we get closer to the airport on the island. So, with no delays, let's start our final approach into Guernsey Airport. Definitely not the smoothest landing I've ever experienced, but welcome to Guernsey. We arrived on time into Guernsey Airport, which is very small, so it's only a short taxi to our stand, and it's a domestic flight, so you just get to walk straight through the terminal and into the arrivals belt, where I went out to get the bus into town. Thank you. So then, welcome to Guernsey after my fantastic flight with Aurigny from Birmingham, and I have to say that was a very pleasant and smooth experience. I'm afraid that can't be said about the landing as well. But that's what happens when it's windy. You're landing into Guernsey and you're on ATR 72. I mean, you can see how windy it is. Look what my hair's doing. It is all over the place. So then my thoughts on Aurigny. So of course they only operate these shorter services, so you don't expect a insane service, but the service that they did provide was adequate and it came round very quickly. Of course, just crisps, drinks, chocolates, sweets, pastries, like that kind of stuff. Jesus, it was a very, very good service. And there you can see the winds. Anyway, would I recommend flying with Aurigny? Of course I would. If you want to go to Guernsey, absolutely. It's the only option really, and it is a very good option. So yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Now, I've got 2 hours. No I don't. 3 hours, 4 hours. It takes half an hour to get to town, so I might try to get there as quick as I can and see what's going on. So yeah. So then stay tuned for that video where I can't just mess about in Guernsey for 3 hours. For now, make sure to like and subscribe. I do apologise about the 7-month absence on videos. Yeah, that's not great, is it? I have been uploading on my new football channel, Joel Domain. The link will be in the description in the iCard above. If you're into football and want to see more of me, not sure why anybody would, but if you do, then I appreciate it. Make sure to go to that channel, like and subscribe. I will be making lots of vlogs from football games, mostly Oxford United games in the Championship next season. But if you don't mind about that and you're here for the planes, I'll stop rambling. There'll be more videos coming from this trip. We've got 2 more coming onto the channel. One is the day out in Guernsey as promised, and the third one will be a flight home. But it is a flight home to an airport that I've always wanted to fly into with a very, very cool approach. So make sure to stay tuned for that. That's it for now though. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in less than 7 months. I promise. Bye bye.